A father suspected of killing his daughter is back in court as prosecutors look to present evidence. They say it shows Sharon Mathews was abused before her death. Thanks for joining us this midday. I'm Cleo Green. Today was a pretrial hearing for Wesley Mathews. He's facing a capital murder charge for the death of Sharon. WFAA's Chris Sadeghi was there. He joins us live this morning with what exactly happened today. Hey there, Chris.
Well, Cleo, dressed in the inmate garb and shackled, Wesley Mathews was in the courtroom as the prosecution asked for permission to present a doctor as a witness who they say will testify Sharon Mathews did have multiple skeletal fractures that her adopted parents knew about but often failed to report. The evidence is what they want to present during the punishment phase of the trial, and they say that doctor will testify Sharon Mathews was brought to the hospital with a broken arm that was blamed on a fall off the couch, but also other injuries were not reported, fractures to shoulders, to her femur, to her tibia, and that those injuries were often consistent with yanking or twisting. These injuries happened in early 2017, months before her death in October 2017, where she was initially reported as missing, but later found in a culvert. They say that Wesley and Seanie Mathews also sent text messages to each other that suggest they knew about the injuries yet neglected to get her the proper care. The judge said she would decide on a June 11th hearing date whether or not that doctor witness would be allowed to testify in the punishment trial of the upcoming trial that is happening for Wesley Mathews. The charges against Seanie were dismissed. Another issue she will decide is whether or not Wesley Mathews would be forced to wear the shackles in the courtroom. His defense team asking that he not be made to wear shackles in front of a jury. Cleo, back to you.
Thanks, sir.